There's this chick on YouTube named Pearl. She's 26. She's 6'7", a redhead.
6'7", is that real? Hey, who's that real?
Grew up in a mansion with 27 brothers and sisters or some shit like that.
Is that for real?
She's coming under fire from a little feisty lady on YouTube, calling her out on her shtick, or as other people would like to call her, grift. Pearl is a red pill Manosphere side of YouTube creator.
She seems to say a lot of things just to please men, from what I've seen. We've reacted to her stuff, haven't we?
Yeah. I used to like her, and then there got to a point where it just seemed like she was...
pandering.
Yeah. It didn't seem like she was giving facts, but more just giving certain facts so it bends towards one audience, you know?
The men who she would like to date because she's been single up until recently, from what I know.
I'm encouraging cheating. No. Like, I think if a woman cheats, she's trying to leave you. If a man cheats,
yes.
he's just... Like, it's like a handshake.
Yeah.
What happens when a man cheats and then leaves his wife for the woman? Was that still a handshake?
A really fucking good handshake.
I heard that a man cheating and having sex with a woman was like taking a piss. I always found that very strange. But I guess it made sense because I don't see men that high value if they think that cheating is like taking a piss.
But have you met the people, like, I know you don't have a lot of people in your life you speak with every day, right? You see a lot of these people online.
I used to. I don't anymore for a reason.
For good reason.
Yeah.
But the people in my life who I've spoken to you about, do they seem like the cheating type?
No, in which case the Manosphere would call them... Simps, yeah. But the
Simps?
more I listen to like people like Fresh and Fit and Pearl, when I did actually listen and watch them, or Modern Dating, like, yeah, that guy with the like bright-ass teeth and no neck who was like... showing trophies on his live because some guy was like, what do you offer for $200 a month to guys? Those guys, the more I listen to them, the more I see them as, they're just not in reality. They're in one side of reality, but they're not seeing the entirety of reality. Life doesn't work so cut and dry the way that they explain it. And it's, watch enough of it and you come to realize that it's just
a facade.
Bullshit. Yeah.
An image. Because the people that I've met mostly in my everyday life are not like that.
They take a section of truth and then they manipulate all their content around it. And then when something shifts and something doesn't go with their narrative, they double down hardcore. And that is not having a backbone or standing for anything, but standing for cash, standing for your money, standing for your own narcissism and shit. But
women act like this is the most unforgivable thing, that he is the ultimate bad guy, the ultimate demon if he does this. I'm sorry, sometimes you contributed to it. And women take no accountability for that. He wants to go to the bar with his buddies because you make that shit a hellhole. Because you are so unpleasant to be around.
Do you think her mom might be like that? She's so passionate about it. Where's she seeing this?
I feel like she's
Where's she
seen it.
seeing it? She's
that was her
seen
mom,
it, right?
That was what her dad told her mom at one point, and that's why her mom justifies staying with her dad. That's the best thing I can hear out of that. You know what I mean?
Why would she be so gung-ho true on it if she hadn't seen it at some point?
I think, unfortunately...
Or maybe she just wants to blow Rollo Tomasi and she just... He's a genius.
So the thing about cheating...
a bald ass hat with glasses, a 50-year marriage, and a bandana. Unless you're a biker. You're a loser if you're wearing a bandana. You were going to say?
I'm just picturing all the men I've seen fishing that wear bandanas. Loser.
You? Sure.
I would never understand cheating. What? Why cheat? Most men
She's defending men, saying that it's like a handshake.
Most men I see are not like that, though. They want someone to marry. They want someone to settle down with. I mean, that's the majority of men these days.
Hey, but if a guy cheats, it's like half your fault.
Why do you think guys are single, though? They want to settle down.
Why are guys single? Because they can't find a good woman because all these women have high standards. That's what she would say.
Well, at the end of the day, they want to settle down, and if they're going to be promiscuous or a fucking idiot, they're not going to settle down. If you're going to sit there and be like, cheat.
If you were a straight woman, would you want to settle down with a guy who slept with like 500 women?
Let me put it this way. If your partner said to you, I'm okay if you cheated on me, what do you think they're doing?
Cheating on you?
If my partner looked at me and said, hey, I don't mind if you cheat on me, I would be like, are you trying to break up with me? That would be my first thought.
Also, if you're a guy who cheats a lot, then you're not very good at holding down a relationship. You're also not very good at being honest, unless you've had this arrangement pre-okayed with your partner, in which case might be her cup of tea, but for the majority of women, it's definitely not. And if a man has had sex with like 500 women, 200 women, or whatever it is, he's either a rock star or he's filling some void, I would have to say. First of all, where do you find the time, right? Where do you find the money? Because you must be paying them, right? Because if it's so hard to get women for guys, then why the hell are you sucking up all the women for other guys who you are admittingly trying to help? Fuck you, modern dating tutorials.
It makes
Whatever
no
the fuck
sense.
your name is.
I am so enlightened by Pearl teaching us how being a man will magically eliminate all of the consequences of cheating. You know, like breaking your trust with your partner by lying to them, getting another woman pregnant that you now have to support.
That's the thing, though. There's a difference between being in a polyamorous relationship and being in a relationship where you cheat on someone. Cheating really is breaking a trust. If you're in a polyamorous relationship, that's not cheating.
Right, 'cause that's an understanding.
That's like, hey, I'm going to go see someone tonight. And they're like, good luck. You know,
Right. Do you know, like, what actually happened? Were you there? Or are you just taking their word for it? And how much do you trust their word?
I wasn't in a successful situation when someone said cheat on me. I'm not going to dive into that, please. I don't want to. However, you can have successful relationships, I guess. But cheating is not the same as polyamory.
Can you name one successful relationship that's polyamorous right now?
Adam Levine.
Even like a popular
Adam Levine.
Hollywood relationship.
Adam Levine seems to get as much as he wants, and he still has a Victoria's Secret wife.
They're getting divorced.
Are they?
They will.
But is that like...
I'd put money on
Fact?
that shit.
My point is...
I would put money on it.
That's my... And then you asked. That's my answer.
Humiliating your wife, causing family dysfunction, and bringing home disease.
Well, a handshake does all of that, apparently.
No.
Did you know that handshakes do that? I didn't.
That's a happy ending, not a handshake.
Listen, that's a handshake that comes with a lot of responsibilities.
A handshake with consequences.
A lot of consequences. What handshake would you do to have all these consequences that comes with it? I don't think so. Think about it. When you're speaking, when Pearl speaks, I don't think she really understands what she is saying. But then again, she's a 26-year-old spoiled brat, so what do you expect?
I think that the men she's tried to go for have thought like this.
I'm telling you.
And
She
that
had a
she-
fucking crush on mediocre tutorial and reviews.
She's so...
Pink?
She lacks self-value to such an extent where she's willing to compromise herself and everything she said because all she wants is to get a man.
Man cheats.
Yes.
It's like a handshake.
That is one hell of a handshake, Pearl. Pearl is single and unmarried at 26 years old.
And the reason I decided to go to therapy is because in the next 5 to 7 years, ideally, some things are out of your control, but ideally I'd like to be married.
According to her, is because she is too picky.
You're single over a certain age, you're probably too picky.
She claims that 28 years old is pretty old to be getting married.
What do men value? Third thing men value, youth. How are they getting youth when the average age of first marriage for women in the U.S. is 28.6 years old?
If men aren't getting laid, then why would they even think about valuing youth? Shouldn't they value vagina? Wouldn't the vagina be more important than the youth if they're not even getting close to anyone that's youthful? In which case, the men are being too picky, which is their fault. Sorry, not sorry.
I just want to show you the math equation I made from what you just said.
Explain it.
I said if men are not getting laid, but vagina is greater than not getting laid, then why does youth mean more than vagina? When vagina,
That's what I'm
when
saying.
vagina should be greater than.
That's what I'm saying.
If not equal to.
Mathematically, it makes no sense.
If not equal to vagina. 28 and a half, roughly. Almost 29 is old to get married, in her opinion.
Yeah.
What the fuck do we got going for us? I got 4 years left here.
I'm over the hill. I'm an old maid.
Bye.
I should be playing canasta
You should have 8
at
cats.
the VFW.
Having 8 cats going to bingo night.
No, that's the other thing about red pill people is they're rarely ever over the age of 30. They're 32. And the ones that are, they're usually 50. Pearl, who's had 2 relationships that were 3 months each. She has a dating red pill
Based YouTube channel.
million subscriber YouTube channel, and this bitch has no experience.
Well, because it's basically like an OnlyFans, isn't
Her
it?
experience is her mom and dad.
It's like an OnlyFans for guys, isn't it?
I guess, except no one's getting laid.
Yeah, well, this is
Like, no one's
so-
getting anything out of this unless they're jerking
That's
it
the
to
thing.
Pearl, which I really question your sexuality at that point because she's a mammoth.
No, you're not understanding.
Go ahead.
So on OnlyFans, you can't get laid. So you watch videos of girls doing it because you think
Yeah.
you're getting laid. So in real life, you can't get a chick who says the things you want her to say.
But
so
you
go to
compare her to it.
So you go to Pearl's account and you hear a girl and you're like, man, there's a chance I could get a girl who just listens to everything I want and lets me cheat and da 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 da. It's like, but that's basically like an OnlyFans, yeah?
Yeah, but you do know that when you cheat, most people, unless they're sociopathic,
Will leave you.
no, if you're cheating, you will automatically assume your partner is cheating because unless you're sociopathic and you just don't have a soul, if you actually do care for the person that you're with, if you're cheating, you're probably going to assume that while you're out cheating, what the fuck do you think she's doing? You're not paying attention to what she's doing because you're out cheating. You don't think that bitch is out cheating? I bet these people who are out cheating, the guys who are like, yeah, I want this kind of life. They're totally paranoid about their bitches cheating on them because they probably are. I would be too. I'd be like, fuck you. Sayonara. I'm just telling you the truth.
I won't be with a cheater.
Yeah, let's get into a long-term relationship where he fucks every secretary.
I don't want to get
Sounds
sick.
like a good long-term relationship to me.
I'm grossed out by the
Trust.
fact that someone else did anything to you. And that's like probably selfish or controlling or whatever. But like, I won't be with someone who thinks that way.
But you have to understand that a man is more of a carrier of STDs. And he gives them out way more than he receives them. Which means, do you trust your husband or your boyfriend enough to sleep with the right women who aren't going to lie to him about being on birth control or not having an STD? Do you trust your husband that much to pick hoes he's going to fuck on the side that's like a handshake that doesn't have STDs or isn't on birth control? I don't trust anyone that fucking much. I don't even trust my dog that much. I don't trust Jesus that much. I don't believe in Jesus, but I don't believe in
I wouldn't
Jesus.
trust him if I did.
Exactly.
Fuck Jesus, and he's not trustworthy. Anyways, continue.
Who is Pearl picking, considering that anytime a guy does something wrong, no matter what it is, she tells women to simply just pick better?
Okay, so then you pick guys that cheat.
Pearl actually got catfished by an obese man with 2 children on TikTok.
Baby, when did we start dating?
Yep, that's right. An obese man with 2 children.
Can I just say I thought this dude was a lesbian?
He's
I
that-
super thought he was lesbian.
Isn't he that
Second
guy?
of all, only time she's ever going to wear makeup is when she's in a TikTok with this fat chud.
She also looks like she just got thrown against a wall by her throat and then fucked aggressively. Look at that makeup.
Ew.
Doesn't it though? Her fucking eyeliner's running. But isn't he the man on TikTok who's always making that mad face?
Oh,
Doing
no.
things like
I don't
this.
go on.
And I point out that he's obese because Pearl is constantly dunking on fat girls.
Why do I need to look at your rolls and then I have to go on social media? Then boom, whale. Boom, another whale.
Pearl has been pretty adamant about men having children being a deal breaker for her.
For me personally, I'm not into the guys with kids. That's not my thing.
When it comes down to it, I don't understand about things. Oh my God. I know we're hitting below the belt, but when you have that many subscribers, take it on the fucking chin like a champ. Or go back to mommy and daddy.
Pearl has been pretty adamant about men having children being a deal breaker for her.
For me personally, I'm not into the guys with kids. That's not my thing.
Instead of immediately breaking up with him for hiding 2 whole children from her, she instead takes him in to live with her and her family to mooch off of them.
Because he was homeless when I first met
Yeah.
him. So I moved him into my parents' house
Yeah.
so he could get an ID.
No
My parents
proof of
put
him.
him on our lease.
What a lesbian move. Moving in because he was having a hard time. Classic lesbian move. I've had women tell me that they did stuff because they thought I needed it. Stuff like that, basically. It's like, no. That's a lesbian move. That's obsessive.
You know, for the amount of smarts she got from her parents, she really didn't get a lot of street smarts, did she? The thing about Pearl, which makes me never want to listen to her, is that she has never suffered a day in her life. Has she even had a heartbreak in her life? How could you be giving advice to other people when you've never even been in love as an adult, never been heartbroken, never gone through any sort of struggle, anything like that, minus a fucking hangnail?
She mentioned stuff along those routes, though. She doesn't
Cavity.
trust people that haven't been in a relationship at a
She's talking about herself. Cell phone.
lesbian move. 100%.
Definitely lets me move. We've all been there. We've all done that. How can you have a YouTube channel giving it relationship advice about men and women when you have no relationship experience. Oh my God. No long-term relationship experience. Nothing.
Meanwhile, Pearl is out here humble bragging about her bagging a rich one on podcasts.
Oh, he was a millionaire. Like, it was just like, he didn't know what to do with it.
How did you know a millionaire?
He was on social media, and I saw he lived, like, kind of close to me. And so I made, like, videos saying, like, oh, we should, like, hang out. Like, have you never seen those videos of girls, like, shooting their shots at guys?
No.
Publicly? I was on TikToks, and I did a video saying, you know, when he's not doing this, like, comedic bit, he's actually kind of fine. Like, I live in Chicago.
I will say it till I'm blue in the face. How many relationships do you know of people who met on TikTok and actually worked out? Have you had any personal testimonies?
Nothing good.
I've never even gone down that avenue because it's like sitting there and posting a YouTube video at a celebrity and going, hey, notice me, notice me, notice me, I want to date you. It's pathetic, in my opinion.
Insert
in my
Ben Affleck
complete
clip.
In my complete and personal opinion, you will never catch me flirting with anyone on TikTok. You'll never catch me flirting with anyone online through a video format because I think it's cheap, pathetic, and a waste of time. Go on a dating app like everyone else. Fucking go and touch grass. Don't set up a ring light and think, oh my God, you're so cute. Let's do it. Let's do this. Fuck you. It's gross. You clearly have no fucking idea how to actually interact with a human.
I do find it funny that Pearl dating Wanya, or people know him as Angry Reactions, was framed as her bagging a rich one. Meanwhile, he actually moved on to date a more attractive redhead.
Oh, wow.
And she's still single, and not only does she regularly dunk on obese people, even taunting them in her TikTok bio before she got banned, but Pearl will even put all the blame on women for obesity in America, despite half the obese population in America being men. How can Pearl dunk on fat girls so often, considering that she has clearly neglected her own self-care? This video of her is only from 1 month ago. She's a professional athlete. And despite her lack of self-care, she still likes to spout a lot of statistics about fat women, despite being corrected on this by Destiny.
I know how Pearl can be more attractive. She needs to get tits. Will make up for the whatever's going down below.
But will it help what's going on in here?
No.
I don't think so.
Nothing can help that.
I think she's fucked.
There's a lot of fat people. Fat people stay with fat people.
But women by and large are fatter than men.
No.
Women, and if you go in the U.S., the woman's always fatter. BMI.
So in the U.S., the average BMI for a man is 26.6, and the average BMI for a woman is 26.5.
Oh, I stand correct.
She continued to misrepresent the statistic.
How can we say that as a whole in the US we're good wives when 80% of us are overweight and that's the number one thing that men value? There's a lot of room for improvement with Western women. 70% of us are overweight. The average woman is fatter than the average man.
In order to get a high-value husband, you should be those things.
Men value purity and youth.
Yeah.
Purity, youth, beauty.
Actually, what did she say? Men value purity, youth, and beauty. I would say before all of those things, men value vagina.
We did the math earlier.
Yeah.
If youth, purity, and all that go together, and youth was one of our topics, and vagina's still better than youth, if not equal to youth, then it's still more valuable to get vagina.
Maybe you're just a gay dude.
Apparently, if I want results in life, I have to start talking to boys. Yeah, wife me up if you're in the London area.
In terms of purity, Pearl actually wanted to partake in hookup culture.
But I swear to God, like, guys don't try to sleep with me.
Really?
like, I swear to God, I've been on a date, and I would have been dead, and you just never tried. I was like, oh, okay. I swear to God, I didn't even touch me once.
Yeah.
He didn't touch me once, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if guys approach me often.
It could be the clothes.
I get an awkwardness from her.
You think she got like some stank ass pussy though?
I think that it's just her voice. Oh, you know, but guys only want to sleep with me, you know, and the guys I want, yeah.
I think she gives too many opinions when they're trying to start.
See, she should listen to her own advice.
She's
Pearl
sitting there,
needs to listen to her advice.
He's like trying to feel her up or whatever, and she goes, "Oh yeah, nope, move a little more to the left." And he's like, "Jesus Christ, bitch, I'm just touching your leg." Yeah, I think she gives too much commentary as they're trying to get going.
Yeah, I think she needs to learn how to shut up. Maybe
Yeah.
she'll get more dates. Stop talking.
I think another
This is
big,
not your job.
a big deterrence is like your gung ho-ness about being correct. It's not gonna get you laid.
Pearl needs to take her own advice.
You forgot one simple thing. They want happy girls. You know who gets laid a lot more, even if they're fat? Happy girls.
Nobody wants an angry bitch. No one wants to come home to an angry bitch.
I'm just saying.
Ugh. God, no, we don't want that anymore.
Who would you rather fuck? Someone who's giving you instructions every second of every day, or someone who just sits there and goes, "How are you? I missed you."
In all honesty, I think she's just way too desperate. she just gives off that desperate, no one will fuck me.
She's like
No wonder.
She's bending over on dates. She's like, oh no, I dropped everything. Gotta pick it all up.
Yeah, but you're kind of shaped like a dude.
She's very rectangular. We talked about this.
Yeah, with no tits.
I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just saying she's rectangular, and I did work with clothes for a bit. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm just saying it's a rectangle body.
Therapists are like older single women, and I'm kind of like, if you can't maintain a relationship, why would I take advice from you?
She thinks what's holding her
Okay, so she said all the therapists she was looking for were older single women.
So why would I take advice from you?
Yeah.
You know, if they're older and single, that means they live on their own, they're comfortable living on their own, and they get through their days by themselves and not with a man.
The 3 female therapists that I had were all married.
Mine isn't, but she's amazing.
Oh,
She's
she's
not
going
older.
to, she wants to go to the therapist for relationship advice. You have a YouTube channel giving advice to men and women about relationships, and you need to go to a therapist about relationship advice, and yet you are hating on the single therapist?
Right? Her poor therapist.
What are we talking about here?
You know, gee, I talk about it all day, every day, and I just can't get a boyfriend. Do you think maybe you could help me?
Right?
I'm asking the internet. They just think I'm mad.
She thinks what's holding her back is the fact that she's like 6 feet tall.
I would say if there's one thing that's held me back in dating, it is the height.
But I think it's because of her.
It's
I would say
attitude.
the one thing that's held me back in dating is my height.
It's
your
the
voice, Tim.
fucking attitude. It's the attitude. Like I said,
Ignorant, spoiled brat. Yeah, that kind of goes
take
hand
fat
in hand.
bitches. If they're happy, they're probably getting fucked.
I'll tell you, a woman who's gone through shit's gonna be way more understanding than a woman who is like completely ignorant to life experiences altogether. Then again, it also goes the other way. So what the fuck am I saying? Nothing. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, I think you have a fair point. I think there are people who can go through less hard times and still be understanding and sweet. But if you're just like a narcissistic asshole, you're going to be a terrible partner no matter what. And I think Pearl's more narcissistic than anything because she's more obsessed with getting a boyfriend than the quality of the boyfriend she gets.
Yeah, she has such an easy time asking women what they bring to the table, but yet she has never said on any of her videos that I've ever
What she
seen
requires out of a man.
No, what she gives.
Oh, yeah, true.
What does she offer? Does she think that because she has a successful YouTube channel that she offers something? Because that
Get
ain't
the
it.
plates off the top shelf.
That's a good one.
You'd be a lovely lesbian, honey.
Great. Just turn gay. Apparently, you don't have to be born gay anymore.
Gingers are trendy with lesbians
one.
right now.
It is the height.
But I think it's because of her desperation, and they can sense it along with her low
You
standard.
know, if a guy has all the things that you look for, he might cheat.
Yeah.
So how can I be that mad if he cheats when it's like I picked him?
Would you accept if he's just stepping up but not getting anyone pregnant?
Are we married?
No, you're in a relationship.
I think if I'm being truly honest with myself, for the right guy, I probably would.
How many times?
I don't know how many times.
She's basically announcing to the world, hey, I'm Pearl. I'll tolerate cheating. Please marry me. Especially considering she's on her dad's dime.
Number one, I'm sorry I'm not a brokey. My dad yells at me for accounting every month, and I have to organize business expenses versus personal. So my dad does yell at me when I pull out cash because you can't see what you spend it on.
Pearl
Oh, so her dad is fucking paying attention to her personal expenses because she's bad with money.
Guaranteed.
Dude, you're 26 and your daddy is looking over your fucking business expenses?
That's why she's looking for a husband so hard.
So he can look over her business
So that
expenses?
she can
He's gonna
have a
fucking
replacement?
He's gonna, I'm taking in daddy's money from Pearl. Woohoo!
She's looking for
That's
a
what he's gonna
replacement
do.
for her daddy, someone that'll cheat on her but take care of her because he married her and it's more expensive to get rid of her.
Either her dad is very
Toxic?
like a control freak, or she's just fucking terrible with money and didn't learn shit from her parents.
She's looking for someone who's going to take care of her.
It ain't
She
that
does not-
fucking easy. It's not as easy as she lays it out.
She
as
does not
being.
want to work harder than filming videos and going to therapy and crying more about it.
I'm bitching at women.
She is no better than your least favorite friend in high school who was always in a relationship and breaking up and complaining about how she just can't keep a man.
No, how about how she always gets the wrong man?
Exactly. She's fucked up.
Pearl reminds me of Pearl from SpongeBob, asking her dad, Mr. Krabs, for money.
How much is all of this costing me?
Here's the receipt.
Oh, Daddy, you got me everything I wanted.
She also reminds me of Mr. Krabs' daughter because he wants her to be a star and he's paying her way to do so.
Being a little YouTuber is tough. I'm really tired of being broke, Dad. I can't mooch off of you forever.
My little girl is finally a star.
Give me a K-R-U!
I'm sure that Pearl understands the real-world struggles of the average person from her 10-bedroom mansion.
You guys you want the house tour?
Ew, this is so cringy. Oh, it's not your house. It's your parents' house. You're 26. Why are you giving a house tour? It's kind of cringy, yeah.
But because I don't think we're gonna quite get to it. They hire a stylist, right? But they couldn't even hire a stylist to match the mansion.